Welcome to The Complete Works, an official podcast of FilmBook. The Complete Works is a podcast that delves film by film into the filmography of a Hollywood actor, director, writer, or composer.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Works. I'm your host, Doug Hess. So if you're tuning in to The Complete Works for the first time, we'd like to welcome you. So what we do on this podcast is we are going to discuss a specific movie from a film actor, actress, and I'm currently working my way through Christopher Nolan's career. And in this episode of The Complete Works, we'll be discussing the movie Insomnia that was released in 2002. So if you'd like to find some more information on the Complete Works podcast, please go out and visit us at film-book.com by using the search term The Complete Works. You can also email us at podcast@film-book.com with The Complete Works. In the subject line, you can also put Insomnia if you like, so we know exactly which episode that you're speaking about. If you like what you hear on this podcast, please hit the subscription button. And that way, every time we release a new episode, it is sent directly to your device, computer, etc., so you can get the latest information that we have. So as we do here on The Complete Works, I like to first talk about a little trivia about the movie, talk a little bit about who's in the particular film, and then we'll be talking about the box office success, and then I'll give you a quick overview of the movie. Try not to spoil it too much by giving away too much of the detail, just enough hopefully so you'll want to go out and see the movie. And then at the end we will give you my rating of what I thought the episode deserved on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being terrible, 10 being just outstanding. So without any further ado, let's just go ahead and jump into some trivia about Insomnia, starring Robin Williams. We also had Al Pacino, Hilary Swank is in there as well. So a lot of stars in this particular movie. Okay, so as of 2020, this is the only film directed by Christopher Nolan in which Nolan does not have an official writing credit, even though he wrote the final draft of the screenplay himself. Although primarily known as comedy roles, this is one of two thrillers in which Robin Williams starred in the same year. The other was the 1 Hour Photo, also of 2002. William Donner's name comes from the French, Spanish, Portuguese word "dormir," which means sleep. Robin Williams would later say that the isolation of the film on location in Alaska contributed to his falling off the wagon and drinking relapse while shooting for this particular film. Robin Williams speaks his first line 47 minutes into the movie, and he doesn't appear on screen until 58 minutes in. His character, Walter Finch, does appear earlier in the film, but is not identifiable and is possibly played by a stand-in. Insomnia, 2002, Dunkirk, 2017, and the following, 1998, are the only movies directed by Christopher Nolan that are not listed in the IMDb's top 250 as of 2018. His other 7 movies are among the best 250 movies ever made. And so they are being ranked right up there. Okay, so the film stars 3 Academy Award winners, Al Pacino, Hilary Swank, and Robin Williams, like we said. During the shooting of the film, there was an avalanche near the set. Footage of the shot by P.D. Wally Fitzer is included as an extra in the Blu-ray of the DVD. After he saw Memento in 2020, producer Steven Soderbergh knew he had found the perfect director for his film. And at one time, Harrison Ford was considered for the role of William Donner, which later went on to be given to Al Pacino. Similar to the 1999 movie Mystery Alaska, all of Insomnia was shot in Alaska. Only aerial footage of Alaska was actually used. This is Nolan's only modern film post-2020 not nominated for a major award. The film is a remake of a Norwegian film, Insomnia, back in 1997, in which Stellan Skarsgård is cast, while the 2002 remake stars Robin Williams and Stargard worked together in a critically acclaimed film, Good Will Hunting, back in 1997 as well. As of 2019, this is Christopher Nolan's last R-rated film. All the film he has directed since has been rated PG-13. Christopher Nolan told Time magazine that he had to deal with leading actors with highly different approaches. Al Pacino, for example, insisted on methodical preparation, serious talks about the character's motivation, and lots of takes, while Robin Williams preferably hardly had any rehearsal, but had many takes, and Hilary Swank wished to do just a few takes to stay completely focused. Nolan, therefore, let Pacino and Williams freely experiment and work things out together in order to get it in tuned with one another. Insomnia is director Christopher Nolan's first theatrical movie to be fully experienced in color. In his previous releases, The Following in 1998 is completely in black and white, while Memento in 2020 compares both black and white with some color sequence. Homer, Alaska is actual halibut fishing capital of the world and not the fictitious Alaska town the movie is set in. Robin Williams does not appear until 61 minutes into the film. Jonathan Demme considered directing this film. And from the film onward, all of Christopher Nolan's films have been involved with Warner Brothers in some capacity. The Prestige of 2006, and in Stellar 2014, and would be financed by Warner Brothers and distributed in the United States, respectively, by Touchstone Pictures and Paramount Pictures. Robin Williams and Paul Dooley previously co-starred together in Popeye in 1980. Popeye and Wimpy were the two. Williams was Popeye and Paul was a Wimpy. At the ending credits, the movie mentions 3 songs, one called Sparks by Coldplay, but other than David Jolin and his background music, there are no songs with singers in it. Director Christopher Nolan and Hilary Swank share the same birthday of July 30th. Just 2 weeks after the film was released in Bulgaria, it premiered on the Bulgarian HBO channel. This is the only film to feature Robin Williams and Al Pacino in, which is kind of hard to believe. Two big stars, then this would be actually their only film together. Both Robin Williams and director Christopher Nolan have a connection to comic book character Batman. Williams was originally slated to play the Joker in Batman back in 1989 and was later approached to play the Riddler in Batman Forever in 1995, while Nolan later directed the Dark Knight trilogies. And then we also have martial arts star Lorraine Avedon has a small uncredited role in the film as well. Okay, so this film, Insomnia, was directed by Christopher Nolan. Like we said, even though he wrote the final adaptation of the film, he has no writing credits in this film. Some of the cast that's in here is Al Pacino plays Will Dahmer, Hilary Swank, Ellie Burr, Paul Dooley is the Chief, Nikki Kay is Fred Duggar, Larry Holden is Farrell, and Robin Williams plays Finch. Now, the budget for this film was approximately $46 million, and on opening weekend, it made almost half of that back in the first weekend. So it made, here in the U.S., on May 26, 2002, it brought in $20,930,169, and it would go on to gross here in the United States $67,355,513. Now, cumulatively, worldwide gross was $113,758,770. Now, the runtime of this film is 118 minutes, and like we said just a few minutes ago, it's completely in color. The reason I say that is the 2 previous movies by Christopher Nolan were in black and white or had some color in it, but black and white respectfully. So what is the storyline of Insomnia? So in Night Mute, Alaska, 17-year-old resident Kay Connolly is found murdered. As a favor to the local Night Mute police chief, 2 L.A. detectives, robbery homicide detectives, to be exact. Will Dahmer, played by Al Pacino, and Hap Urquhart are called in to assist in the investigation. Although renowned in the police world, both Dahmer and Urquhart are facing some professional issues back home in Los Angeles. So in Night Mute, Dahmer has a major case of insomnia due to a combination of the intense midnight sun and from a secret that he is carrying. This insomnia is causing him to be delusional. Sometimes he's not dreaming about that the murderer has contacted him directly, informing him of all the murder and some of the facts that is known only to the murderer, but is providing this to Dahmer. Now, in the scenarios we both know, Dahmer is played by Al Pacino, and I don't want to give too much away, but Robin Williams is playing the other character. They begin a symbolic relationship in keeping secrets for each other's benefit, but ambitious young local detective Ellie Burr, who is played by Hilary Swank, might just be able to piece this story together on her own. So that is kind of a quick overview storyline of Insomnia. What's great about this film is that you have 3 Academy Award winners, Al Pacino, Robin Williams, Hilary Swank, and they all do a great job. Personally, I think for the most part, Robin Williams and Al Pacino's chemistry work well. I wouldn't say that it's perfect, but I would say that it works well. Hilary Swank in my opinion, has a smaller role, but also brings an excellent performance to the table in this film. As you can imagine, insomnia means that you can't sleep. And so, like we said in the storyline, this really is something that is a distraction to Dahmer. And it makes him think he's going a little bit crazy. And the killer actually can use that to his advantage in this scenario, played by Robin Williams. So overall, I think it was a good film. Dialogue was great. It was well written. I believe it was Christopher Nolan does an excellent job of directing this film and really brings somewhat of a typical story to the table and does it in a great way. And what I mean by a typical story is I didn't see a lot of surprises in here, not a lot of twists and turns that could have been brought into the mixture. But overall, I thought that Al Pacino and Robin Williams and Hilary Swank does an excellent job of performance. Christopher Nolan does a good job of writing and also directing in this film. So overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being excellent, 10 being terrible, I would give this an 8 because of the star power, and I think it's a film that you're going to enjoy. And I would really recommend that you get a chance to view this. I want to thank you for listening to this episode of The Complete Works. You can find more of my work on film-book.com. Just search for Doug Hess or The Complete Works. You can also find me at Twitter at HessDoug14. If you're listening to this podcast on iTunes or another podcast service, please rate and review this episode. If you're listening to this podcast on our YouTube channel, FilmBook Podcast, please like our video, subscribe to our channel, and leave us a comment in the comment section. Tune in next time when I review and analyze the next Christopher Nolan film. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you then.